Okay, so it seems they're having some YouTube problems again. This is crazy. Oh, now it works. It works. I find that the new YouTube events settings kind of like confusing. Not sure what you think, but it seems to work. So a little bit of a hassle right now to set it up both individually, but it seems to work. It seems to work. Oops. So just checking my own channel. Hey, Skyward. How are you? Thanks for being here. Picking up Oceania 2 today, but haven't heard anything yet. I just had a little bit of a sneak peek before the session just to make sure that everything is working all right. It sounds amazing. Okay, so it seems like YouTube is working okay. It's kind of weird that these new changes, I'm not really sure if I'm doing something wrong here, but... Hey Chris, it's morning for you. Hey 7 Tears of Hope. Hey Nadia. So let's just wait till a few more people chime in here. Oh, now I also see how many people are watching. I kind of missed that on the last stream. I actually was online yesterday. So to just, you know, proudly present my new Sigma lens. Oh, Spectral Atmosphere, thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. E-Pain. It's this. Probably have to, you know, buy some decent kind of a wireless or a Bluetooth headset soon. It's like, if there's anything more annoying, I'm not sure what you think, but if there's anything more annoying on this planet, it's probably cables. I mean, the worst is USB cables, right? I really appreciate that person coming up with the USB-C connections that you can put into whatever direction. It's a genius, but everything else, this is amazing. Hey Demetrius, nice to see you. Simriel, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, so as I said before, I had a little bit of a live stream yesterday just to, you know, see if my new Sigma lens is working all right, because I have a new lens. I was using like the kit lens before. I don't know where I have it right now. The Sony kit lens. And the problem actually was, I can recommend, so if you really are into streaming, hey Supernap, Liechtenstein Music, hello. So if you are really into streaming, I really can recommend that you get a lens that with a low, how do you say, aperture. So the new one I got has a aperture of 1.4. This means that this camera, to put it in like, you know, amateur words, absorb lots of light, taking off lots of light. So even if I switch off my backlight, I still look kind of chilly. So I just have to mention this once again, because it's actually so important, because if you have a lens that is working with an aperture of maybe like 3.5 or something, it's and I don't mean this in a negative way, because I really love streaming. I consider it the best activity you can do when it comes to social networking and, you know, being around on social networks. But to looking at a screen and having a backlight up there with light intensity of like a, you know, like a nuclear reactor, this is definitely not nice. So if you finish like a 2 or 3 hour stream, you are really exhausted. This is, I mean, if you have been there yesterday, let me just show this real quickly, because I find this very important, and it just helps you if you consider streaming. Yes, if you consider streaming. Oh no, I don't want to upgrade right now. So okay, I just raise the light level to the amount I was streaming so far all the time for you guys. This is actually it. So I have the feeling like 1.4, an aperture of 1.4 is equal to like the eye. I'm not sure. There must be some kind of physical, you know, explanation, the formula of the eye compared to like a photographic lens. I have no clue of this, but this kind of represents the brightness that I was streaming before, and now I can reduce that light to like 9%. And this is so amazing because it's way more fun. I mean, if streaming before was like 100%, you know, the enjoy level, the level of fun I had streaming 100%, it's now 170, if not 200, because it's so much better for the eyes. So if you are into streaming, sorry, if you are into streaming, I definitely recommend getting like a lens with a very low aperture. It's probably the healthiest thing you can do when it comes to streaming. And having a good, you know, chair, of course. Or even better, like a standing setup. I actually have one. So if you will sooner or later see everything being raised like a meter or something, like 50 centimeter. But I just have to reattach all my cables. I got like all that new stuff. I got my new machine and everything. So I was just quickly like a little boy, you know, just, you know, make it going. Just want to connect everything so I can start, you know, can't wait to the point till I was able to turn on my new machine. And then I quickly connected all the cables, and then I realized, okay, if you just raise your desk for just 10 centimeters or something, you will probably destroy everything what is being connected right now. We can't tell the difference. Yes, you can tell the difference because I adapted. You know, like the old aperture was 3.5 of the kit lens, and so I had more light, so I kind of compensated what is going on. So if I would have turned off the light before with that other lens, you would probably see complete darkness, except like a little bit of, you know, of these bright lights here in the background. So I matched it. So you most likely don't see a lot of difference, but it's a pleasure, you know, for my eye. But actually this one, it could also be that I had like a little bit of a, I'm not really sure if you guys see that right now. Let me just quickly change that on the filters, but because you have filters inside and I can sharpen the picture. I'm not really sure if you see that right now. If I just apply that sharpen effect. So I have it now active. I can just overdo it, you know, and make it really like this. So you probably see everything very detailed, maybe a little bit too sharp. I can even raise it to like this. It looks a little bit more extreme. And when I completely turn it off, I look a little bit more smooth like this right now. So you see the difference here. So I had this turned on before, so maybe that is what you have seen before. If I switch that off, I also have a little bit of a loop going. So if I switch that off, this is actually the picture of the camera itself. So I got a little bit of a, you know, if I have it at 60% something. If I put it like 100%, looks like this. If I just switch it off, it looks like this. So just leave it like this. So maybe that's probably why you experienced anything, you know, sharper. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There are a lot of LUTs out there, and the great thing about OBS is that no matter if it's about audio or the visual stuff, everything works with filters. And the cool thing about audio in OBS is that you can use VST plugins as filters. So this is basically the plugin or what other software like that we are used to, like all the digital audio workstations out there. It's plugins, right? So if we have a compressor and EQ, and in OBS, it's called filters. So you can have a scene, setting up a scene or something, you can switch around, you know, like changing the screen and everything. And for each of these scenes, you can set up individual, you know, let's say LUTs or filters or whatever. You could even set for each scene, you could have, for example, like a vocal pitch shifting effect on your vocals. So if you change to a specific scene, you could change your voice down an octave, for example. Or maybe if you're playing, this would be pretty cool actually, to play, you know, Warzone or something, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and then you switch to like a transmitting signal, you know, like a how do you say, not walkie-talkie, but like a radio device or something. Or maybe to Darth Vader. So this would probably perfect. Also, I changed, yes, 7 Tears of Hope. Thanks so much for perfect picture quality. I actually have to check this. Let me just quickly do this before we jump into talking about Oceania 2. I changed the latency. There is a setting because yesterday I was a little bit complaining about the YouTube quality of a live stream, and it's actually connected to, let me just check this. It's actually connected to a latency setting. If you raise the latency a little bit, you have probably like 10-15 seconds until you see what I do now. So if I snap my fingers, you probably see it 15 seconds, 20 seconds or whatever later than I was doing it right now. And it has to do with a little, let me just check that. If I do the picture full time, yes, the quality now, well, looks a little bit better than before. However, I'm still not convinced. It looks better on Twitch. I'm not really sure what is going on there. Oh, Supernap, good that you mentioned this, because Streamlabs, as a composer, as a musician, as a sound designer, whatever you do, whatever has to do with audio and whatever needs plugins, don't use Streamlabs. I'm really sorry to say that right now, but Streamlabs is actually the worst when it comes to VST plugins. And even the support, I contacted the Streamlabs support, and they said, it sounds kind of unfair that I'm saying this right now, but even they said, stay away from VST plugins. And I said, you know, but what about all the audio guys, you know? So it's like the best solution, especially when you want to have your audio from your digital audio workstation, you know, separated from your voiceover. Because I had this problem before when Studio One or Cubase crashed, then you guys didn't hear me. That happened for like 1 or 2 times, once or twice, but yes, I can recommend to use OBS. It's a little bit more fiddling around, like OBS Live or OBS Studio, whatever it is. I have OBS Live in here, and it works like a charm. It doesn't matter. My CPU is constantly at 0.9%. That's it. And I'm streaming with 60 frames right now on 1080p. Hey, Fishing for Sound, thanks for being here. So who did I miss? And just scroll up. Did I miss any questions? Oh, Chris. Yeah, let me just quickly answer this question. What do you do when you have writer's block? I'm 40 seconds into a new piece and I'm not sure where to go. Yeah, let's quickly answer that, because I think just get rid of the thought that you have writer's block, because writer's block is something very much more serious. That you are not able to get anything done for weeks or even months or something. So it's like almost like a really, you know, something you will probably get worried about. So I think if you just don't know how to finish a track or continue a track, I would look around for ideas you're having already. We can probably go through that while we're doing the stream, because I don't want to just, test or fool around with the instruments, but also just write a little bit of something, maybe like 30 seconds or something, that we can see or hear how these choir samples, how Oceania 2 sounds in relation to a track. But I would recommend to just listen to the existing material. If you have 40 seconds already composed, there must be something in there, maybe like a hook line, which is, for example, you have like a hook line, it's dun, 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 dun. Maybe you come up with an arpeggio or an ostinato that is double time, like half the length. So dun, 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 would be dun, 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 dun. And then maybe change the notes. So you got like a little ostinato or something that is evolving from an existing melody. Maybe it's a drum beat. You have a little rhythm going on that is just to make up something, like the typical dum 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 dum. Maybe you can turn that into a string arpeggio and then have something like dun 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 dun, something like this. So I'd always use what I have already. I'm convinced that if you have 40 to 60 seconds, why do I say milliseconds all the time? If you have, even if you have 10 seconds, 30 seconds of audio material, existing audio material, you probably, or you should be able to get something out of that information and change it into something new. Oh, thanks. I'm very honored to have a contact instruments with my vocals. Oh, Fishing for Sounds, thanks for, the orchestral tools guys will do a little dance. But I'm glad I was able to help, with a live stream about Phoenix. Hey, Dragons Music, totally missed you. Hey, /live, did you guys sneak in here? Hey, Chris Brett, I'm just seeing that right now. Maybe I was talking too much again. Maybe I passed out while talking. This would be very, very well documented right now on a live stream. Hey, Remco, nice to see you. Patrick. Actually, yes, to answer a question, nice streaming layout. Thank you so much. No, I didn't do that myself. I hired the one and only Sam Hales from England, from the UK. He's an absolutely great designer. If you just want to get anything done by him, he also created my logo, and then he took care of all the, my layout and actually all the social media graphics. So I hired him for like an entire bundle package to take care of my logo, to take care of my streaming layouts and everything. Also the window when we switch over to to the Studio One screen. Hey Nashi, you always sneak in, you guys. It's great. We get like 62 people already here. Isn't that the guy that also does the covers for loads of soundtrack music albums? Exactly, that's him. That's Sam. That's Mr. Doseprot. That is also his, his company, his brand name, Doseprot. And he got these funny stickers with that, passed out smiley. Exactly, that's him. Okay, so I would say let's just switch over and discover. Let's turn off the music a little bit. I really like that. I should mention him. This is an album by Harris Heller. I think he's just publishing the albums. He has other people writing the music for him. But I should mention him because he's a very great streamer, a very nice guy, helping people a lot, especially when it comes to streaming settings. And I learned a lot from him. So I just have to do an honorable mention about Harris. And yes, so he has these, if you need music, I mean, that's kind of weird because I'm a composer myself, but I don't have the time to sit down and write 30 tracks just for the background of my streaming, because basically everything I write has been sold to some trailer companies or video game companies. So I can't even sit there and just, I don't have the time to write like even 10 tracks. Or even 5, but I want to do this in the stream, so there will be a lot of stuff out soon that I will write with you guys together. So, but just, make it short. If you're looking for some music, and the cool thing is you can get these tracks that are very chilly, like chilling background tracks. You can play these in your streams without receiving a copyright claim. And this is always the problem. You're looking for some stinger, or you're looking for a little bit of background music you want to have going. And to be honest, I can't recommend to have like all the time dramatic music, because it drives you crazy. If you listen to, even classical music, because this is distracting us from, talking about something. We would always focus on the music. So what is going on? Even myself. So, but this is such cool chilling music, and it's kind of cool to have something in the background. So yes, I mean, actually we could do the same. We could initiate something like the same, but to be honest, I'm not really sure if my rotation on on Spotify or something would be something worth to make it happen. We could probably think about something to sell this music on my store and offer it from there. But I just have to figure out how to do this. If there are like 10 or 20 people writing music for a single album that has like 100 or 200 tracks or something, I will just have to. I was thinking about something like this all the time, but I just have to find out what the best would be to do this. Hey, Untold Stories Productions. Hey, Corinna, nice to see you. Hey, Cloud Jumper. Hey, it's probably Jeff Brown, right? JF Brown 3 music, Brown music. So it's probably your ending Brownie. Browns. I'm sorry, I'm talking nonsense again. So let's switch screens here. Yes, we will compose a little bit of something, because to be honest, when you check the library itself, so let's hop in here. This is all the patches you see. There is not a lot of going on, but the beautiful and the great thing about performance samples is that you don't need a lot of stuff to load, because it just sounds amazing. So if we just load, replace. So let's load the man first. Because it's the first patch, not because it's man or something. I don't want to get into any kind of how do you say that I want to be like, sexually offending women or something. It's just the first patch in that list here, and I just had to listen to that patch before, to the women. So anyway, but this is the main patch, and if you just play it, and there is 2 screens here. There's the, I don't know, maybe like the main, and then you have S probably for syllabus section, right? So you have a total of 12. To be honest, I never care about this. It may totally sound stupid. You can say, what, Alex? How can you say this? It has to make sense what they say. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's no need to. Probably every trailer track I was writing, or let's put it in another way. When I started off doing this, I literally, I was just sitting down and using, kind of Latin vocals. I had Latin in school for a few years, so it was a little bit of easy coming up with sense-making stuff. But the amount of editing that goes into something that makes sense on paper, but nobody gives a shit about or understands, is just too much effort to do it. So unless, of course, it's like a track with a real choir recorded that is performed by a real choir and that has no other instruments, or the choir is in the foreground, that track is about that choir, of course, then you want to have lyrics going. But for sample stuff, for trailer music or something, I totally don't care about what they say. All I care about is that it sounds good. And I totally believe that if you hit these samples right now, let me just play a few things here. It all makes sense from the musicality point of view. So I don't need to care about this because So this is the cool thing. It's a little bit similar to the, but I think Oceania was, I'm not really sure what library was first. Actually, it doesn't matter because it's like the same concept, a little bit like Storm Choir, that they have this ultimate patch that you have like a little bit of a pre-selected syllables all in all. And then you can just play and go, just compose stuff and it sounds awesome. Yeah, 7 Tears of Hope, that's really true. Even if you change syllable, it sounds the same, especially as higher as it gets. So if I had the, the pleasure to singing background vocals for my band back then. So I had to sing really high, and at a certain amount of, at a certain pitch, at a certain note, it didn't matter if you sing A or E or O or something. It all sounds like So there is actually no. It's all. Yeah, /life, that's a good argument. I would even claim that it should not make sense. If it was making sense, it would be irrelevant information, taken away focus. I think, yeah, that's a good point, actually, because you want to pay attention to the music. And maybe if it's trailer music, you just want to not have people distracting from the epic moment of what is being delivered on film right now. And the music is just a supportive element. So this is where a lot of people, go wrong, that they think like, they need like a special extra feature all the time because, hey, they did the music for whatever. You're just part of a project. If it's like video game music or trailer music or something, of course, when it comes to social networking, sharing your credits and so, it's a completely different story. But, it's like, it's part of a machinery and you're just writing something for an entire for a whole project, for an entire project. Yeah, so that's a good point. Okay, so there was, I think, another question here. Okay, so oh, hey Joy, how are you? Okay, so let me just, a little story, just a tiny little story I just have to tell you. Especially since you mentioned, I finally understand why I didn't understand what the choir was saying in World of Warcraft. And I just have to tell this for a second here, because I met Jason Hayes, the initial composer of World of Warcraft, a long time ago. I considered, even if we just met live, we once in a while keep contact. We had some kind of, like private message exchange. And I think we also had a Skype talk at some point. And he's just one of the nicest guys out there. I really I really loved, just being with him. I think he was in Germany on the games convention. And I was just like totally nervous because I was kind of new. And then there was like my hero. And to that time, I also played World of Warcraft a lot. And so I was just like, hail to the king. And I think I never went from his side when he was walking somewhere, and it's like always like sneaking behind him. But he was really natural in answering all my questions. And one of the best things was actually on this night, there was like a party evening, and he didn't have a chance to drive to that place. So he just said, "Do you here with a car? Can we just drive together?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we just he just got in my car back then, and we were driving to a party in, was it like Leipzig or something, like that German city where like the German game developers conference, the games convention was taking place. And the funniest thing, we talked so much that we forgot where we are in the city. So we totally got lost in Leipzig. Would be a great title, Lost in Leipzig. And and it was too funny. We was just driving around the city, and there was no Google, like maps or something. So we had to rely on the maps you have on paper, because there was like paper maps. You could look at this, and then you have to guess where you are, and then you have to guess where you have to drive to, and ask people on the street. It's kind of unthinkable today. And we were just cruising around the city, and we couldn't find the location. So we probably, for like 5 kilometers or something, we probably drove around for like 1.5 hours. It was really funny, and we had a lot of fun talking about all these things. But what I wanted to say actually is that we also talked about how he created or how he wrote the music. And I remember one thing especially, that he said he wanted to have an epic choir, but he wasn't sure what that choir should sing. Like from the main theme, or I think it's like the Stormwind main theme. I don't even remember where it was, if it was the music when you logged in, or if it was like the Stormwind main theme. And he said, honestly, I wasn't sure what to do, because the budget in the very beginning, very beginning, I don't want to spread false information, but they had to rethink everything. So they worked with what they had, and they were creating the choir, and they weren't sure what like what topic or what to sing about. So they said, just screw it, just do something, and then they just recorded words. So that's how I was just into telling that story. I totally drifted off again, but it was just a funny experience back then. Yeah, probably. No, I think there are a few people. Are there some people in here that are, below 20, the age? Just let me know. Everybody in here is under 20. So you mean like older than 20 or below, 20? Yeah. Okay, so you playing WoW? Yeah, of course. Blanco again. That's actually my cousin. Say hi to him. So you stream, but you're not streaming World of Warcraft right now, right? You're just watching. Oh, Jono, nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. I just have to do that little shout out. Just follow Jono, not Bono, on Twitch, because he's like super hilarious. And I think, when did you start streaming? Was it like a few days or weeks ago, actually? But you just have to follow him. Make sure to just, show him some love and follow his account. Definitely, you have to do this. If I catch you online, I would probably have to raid your channel or something, or host it or something. Because, yes. So thanks for being here. Mentally 30. I mean, to be honest, we are all probably like 12, 13, right? So that didn't change much. inside here. So we just started making music, and maybe as we were young, just hammering around on some instrument, and we do the same today. Especially that we get too lost in music theory once in a while and try to come up with something that makes sense, which sometimes prevents us from writing a good song. Especially that's for me the case. So this is the beautiful thing about getting like a cluster done here. But this is I'm reviewing your stream right now. I can review. I do that on YouTube. I can talk about how advanced you are. How untraditional you are. How because you created some kind of cool, like Facebook graphics about MIDI packs with, so that will be funny. So this is the cool thing. You got all in one patch. You have the mod wheel. And of course you can always reset the key switch. So you could technically come up with something, but I hate key switches, but you could technically come up with something like, I mean, of course you don't hit it with a mouse, you just use it in your MIDI, in the piano roll. Untold Story PR, thank you so much for following. This is the main patch of the man. So let me just get rid of this right now, and let's take a look at the main patches first. So here are the women. And this is one thing to consider. If you just compare it, just if that comes up, what do you think of this library compared to? Always compare libraries. I'm not doing that right now because this is a little bit of a promotional night for Oceania 2 for performance samples. So, but if you compare libraries, also always make sure to play around with the volume and match the sounds you wanted to compare it to. Because the library, I think, has been recorded or at least mapped a little bit more, let's say, carefully. So you're not hitting... you don't have any clipping going on, which doesn't happen anyway because it's digitally happening inside the machine. And everything is controllable with the mod wheel, so you don't have any. If you just hit softly, I just have to maybe get another camera going on somewhere that shows my keyboard. Many angels, no legato. To be honest, who needs legato? In choirs. I mean, to be honest, this is if you have, of course, this was just a joke. If you want legato going, or if you compose a track, a very silent track, a very calm track or whatever, you probably, of course, want to have legato vocals going. But this is not the purpose of this library. This is just there to deliver you just some out-of-the-box performance, that you can do words or anything. And to be honest, if you need legato in your vocals, then you just have to, of course, get another library. I mean, I'm always convinced of this anyway. You don't have a one rules them all library. And you probably all the time mix stuff together. You probably don't work with just one string library or one brass library or one percussion library. You always have to have a little bit of choice. But this is what Oceania is focused towards, that you get like a quick out of the box, great sounding arrangement there. You don't have to fool around with key switches or, all kinds of articulations. Okay, let's just check the website so we can check this out. Let me Google that for you, because I think if you want to find out what is different from Oceania from 1 to 2, you just have to open the website and just see what is going on. But before I say too much, so the first thing is you have 48 singers. Let me just open another tab here. So let's just check this out. I'm sorry for making this all white. I'm not saying what I just... Okay, no, don't forget it. So this is the thing. You have 100-singer thematic choir, and this is 48 singers. If you just compare it, I don't have Oceania 1, so I can't compare it. I would be always happy to do this because it makes sense to compare these things because it's by the same developer. And so you have 100 singers in here. You also have the manual, the descriptions, choir library, Oceania 1. So 48 singers, 10 syllables, true repetition sampling, 2 types of releases with multiple control options, recorded in a hall with 2 microphone positions. So if we compare this, roughly it's 100 singers, 50 women, 50 men, recorded separately. You got 12 syllables, so you got 2 more. 2 speeds of releases, which trigger independing on playing speed, allowing more fluent, fast phrases. So probably this makes all sense if you just... I mean, I see it this way. If you have Oceania 1 and you get Oceania 2, you have a choir of 150 singers. So, but I mean, to be honest, it's 12 syllables, so they recorded 2 syllables more. It's 2 speeds of releases. Let me put it like this. If you have Oceania 1 and you like it, or any other choir library, of course, this is out of discussion. There is no, I don't want to convince you to buy something. I'm just exploring the library, and Jasper will definitely do a little dance when you just, get the library. And I know that Jasper is pretty cool about releasing his libraries. There was once, and I'm not saying this, of course, that you guys doing this here, please don't get this wrong, but there was like a big discussion about, VI control, why he offers what he offers. And he just said, yeah, if you don't like it, just go somewhere else. I'm doing this stuff because I love doing it. So if you don't see that this justifies a purchase, then don't get it. If you think that 100 singers is... that and these 2 syllables more and these 2 speeds of releases, which all makes a little bit probably more sense when we compose something. And also you have like, okay, two types of releases. We got this in this library here too, but there are 2 speeds of releases which trigger independing on playing speed. I'm not really sure how this, but I would do an A-B comparison, but I don't have Oceania 1. And exactly, not for purists. Hey, Martin. Omkar, thank you for being here. Sahari, thank you for being here. Yes. No, you didn't miss anything. So basically, yes, we're just reviewing the library. Yeah, I definitely like that slogan because he just creates that stuff he does. And, you know, the thing is, to be honest, I recorded choir once. There was a little library that has been, you know, we used it internally for Dynamedion to have a custom choir library. And I kind of like was one of the guys who did the concept on how to record this library back then. So we got together a few singers and we recorded that in a room and we doubled each other. And there was actually one person had to go. So I jumped in for that singer. And the funny thing is, if you just listen to this one patch, you can always hear my vocals kind of like jumping out like, and what did I forgot what I wanted to say. So we just did that. We recorded this for ourselves and we didn't sell it to that point. But I mean, Jasper records that stuff because he likes exactly like he wants to record this stuff. And if somebody's not happy with the content, then this is what he says. It's that what I offer. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. But the thing is, also, it's always important to check that inside a track. If you hear the masses between, you know, if you hear the let's say the thickness, the amount of singers singing, if you have 48 against 100 people, and of course, if I do, you hear 150 women right now because I'm hitting 3 keys, and you have like 50 women singing right now one note, so it's probably. But this is this discussion, you know, you have superior drummer 2. Do I need superior drummer 3? At the end, it's just about drum sets. This is just a question you have to answer. If you just want to get this library, get it. If you don't, don't. And I don't try to analyze, does it make sense to purchase or not? If you think that this triggers you and you want to just have, you know, you want to just play around with that library and you think it's worth it. Also, I don't know about the additional effects that is in here. So let's just hop over to the risers. Hey Jaden, nice to see you here. You clicked this and had no idea it was live. I'm sorry for being live, but that happened to me too, to be honest. And actually, I just remember what I wanted to say about you know, recording choirs. That just came to my mind again, because when we recorded that choir back then, you really have to sit down and think about how many syllables are you recording? I think we just recorded 6 or 8 syllables back then, or 7. And we recorded it, of course, in every note. And it just takes a lot of time if you just say you record additional 2 syllables. So it made sense for Jasper to record more syllables. You have more exchange going on, more variety in the choir itself. So that may be a point, of course. And when you consider 2 syllables in all keys, that's quite a little bit of recording time. So choir risers, you can always use these. And then you get whispers in here. Let me check these out. I just raised the volume a little bit here. It's always good to have. If you mix like these kind of whispering vocals with heavy drums, it sounds really amazing. When you have like a really massive drum set going on, like percussion ensemble, and then you have these whispering samples snuck in between, that always sounds amazing. So let's check the women risers here. Mark's fine. Thanks for following. Oh, I didn't see that. Untold Story PR. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Yeah, the patches are that low. So let me just rise. Probably makes a little bit more sense when we let me just raise the limiter a little bit here. Let's put that up like 4 dB something. Yeah, definitely. You can always create great stuff out of that. Put like endless reverb on it and chop it up and hit it with a bit crusher or something. That's always great. The women whispers. And then let's get into composing. So you probably have also the syllable control here. So they recorded this with whispering too. Okay, no mod wheel control here, but that's, I mean, totally fine. Yeah, okay. So I just quickly have to go to the restroom. I would just switch on some music here for a second because I had too much water going on. So I just quickly have to go to the restroom and switch on some music, and we'll be back in like 5 seconds. It's actually a good thing that I took this rest because I just found an idea that we are going to compose, that we start composing with. So let's do something with that library and let's use it in action because, I mean, there are just like a few patches in here. Let me just see if I... Does that library sounds really ocean? Okay. Thanks for counting down. So, okay. Yes, all streams should start like this. So actually, I just got rid of my welcome screen because it's kind of like, I don't know, like having that countdown or having some kind of a starting screen. I just turn it off. So just in case somebody jumps in, I feel it's kind of like rude when somebody jumps into a stream and they see like an empty chair or like a waiting screen or something. So I try to be live right from the beginning. Okay, so let's set up a little bit something here because I would say we could start with a little mix of using something of that. Just have to find the right key, because in the end you want to... Okay, so we have a little bit of air left, so it's probably the best way to start writing in A or something. I was just thinking of doing something like a World of Warcraft-ish kind of a track, like a war track, something that is going a little bit into that direction. Okay, let's just... Let's get the arrangement later, so then... So it's 7/8. Oh shit. So no, it's 6/8. Sorry. Okay, let's probably also the wrong tempo. So it's kind of a little bit of an homage. You probably heard that before. When it comes to that storm wind. I was about to say storm drum main theme. The storm wind main theme. I don't want to check back because I don't want to make it too similar, but I just remember that phrase happening in World of Warcraft. So. Oh no, not this exact phrase. I think this happens like something like this. So we just change it a little bit, but I just want to make use of that so we can catch up a little bit of like an homage to Jason Hayes. Exactly. Okay, we have to do the rest with a melody because the arrangement will be a little bit... yeah, we just get it. So... maybe make it a little bit slower so I can play it better because... because I suck. Okay, that's it. I made no mistake. Oh, here. You have to start over. So there's also probably, again, I didn't even check for if there is, again, latency going on. So you have to do like a track minus delay, but I think so. Let me just completely brutally quantize this. Just fool. Yes, there's latency going on. So probably around 100 milliseconds again. It should be a little bit less. Maybe like 80. This is very important for me to set up this groove. I mean, to the flow itself. You can't listen to this right now because I don't have the click. Okay, so that kind of works. It's too long here. So what I learned, I hope I'm not telling any shit here, but what I learned when you compose, when you work with choirs or choir samples, it's very, very important to get the length, the duration of these notes right. Because most of the time it's better when they sound a little bit longer. Because you hear that many times when you listen to choir tracks, trailer tracks, sometimes they sound sometimes like... So this is not how singers sing. Oh, minus 80 milliseconds. That's great. So I had the right feeling by just putting it to 80. I swear I didn't read it. I just had it from my, was just a feeling. So this is very important, I think, the length of these things. This is why I think a lot of trailer tracks sound kind of like MIDI-ish, or the choir sounds artificial because they don't take, I mean, not everyone, of course, but, there are some tracks out there that you can hear, they used samples. But then again, of course, it's sometimes it's an obvious thing because you just always hear when it comes to, artificially chopped vocals or real recorded choirs. If you'd ever have a chance to record a choir, just go for it. It's just the most amazing thing ever. It's probably just... Okay, something like this. So we just have to get like a main theme going or something. Noodle Doodle. Thanks for following. Thank you so much. Did I mention Mark's fine? Anyway, thanks for following. Just better twice than never. So, so we don't want to open that track like this. So we just have to load some, let's load some strings over here. I just have to, I don't have a template loaded, so I'm just work with, what I have here, and then just using like single patches. This is the problem when you just strings. No, I don't want this. I just want to have, I always get a little bit confused. Multi-patches? No, it's single patches and then strings. Strings full ensemble. Right, I want, okay. Let's put this. Just create like a little sketch line. Yeah, that's just enough. Sounds absolutely terrific. No, 6/8. So And we just want to trim it down a little bit. Right. Okay, I think that works. Hey, good evening from Hamburg to Scotland. Paul McGee Music. Thanks for being here. Hey, Gas, how are you? So, Araya, no, it's Nucleus. Nucleus. So I just use this. I'm just used to it, you know, for like a sketch pad to always have Nucleus, staccato, sustain, tremolo, and pizzicato strings loaded. The entire ensemble to just, you know, have something loaded. I mean, not something. Nucleus is not something. It's probably my go-to library, but you have it always active in the beginning. So as you can see, I don't have a template going here because, to be honest, the update of 1.1, I had to, of course, to delete the other older libraries. And this is an entire new library, so I have to probably redo my template a little bit. And also I will probably follow a new method by working with files. So I will do a YouTube tutorial on that. We can talk about this also in a stream that I will start doing my template like available empty files. So not MIDI packs, empty packs that you can just have all kinds of empty packs sitting at the side. There, I created something. It will make like $1 billion bucks selling empty packs. So then you just have these presets in here and you drag it over and you can basically drag over like 50, maybe you load like entire Berlin strings. You have created an instrument for every articulation, and you have them all inside that folder. You could instantly load your entire Berlin strings library into the template or just the violins or something. It's kind of a little bit of work to do it, but I think it's totally worth it because you can individually or like customize your template, that all the instruments you need. And this is what I already missed or always missed in Cubase to do this, but you can do it here. And yeah, we will talk about templates more. I will also create a YouTube video out of this. This is my next project. But for now, let's just finish. I'll start that track here. Just I think we can do this. Not sure yet, but we can change it later anyway. So I'll just do it like this. Oops, no. This is also a cool thing about Studio One. If you just have the grid turned on and you have a part like this, Studio One automatically detects, hope you can see that all right. It's my big face in the way. That you have your grid turned on. Hey, grid. Okay, but then you just have your grid here and you activate it and then you hit D for duplicate and it automatically puts it to the beginning of the part. So therefore you don't need to jump up over to that, you know, to this events, to the arrangement window and couldn't do it all inside the piano roll. No, I think we just have to change this part here. So, but let's make this as a little intro. Okay. Okay. No! Okay. Could probably get this track to C. I'm not sure. This is pretty high. It's always funny listening to like the what is not really possible to say. La, 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 la. And when you just transpose it, you know, just like warm-up exercise or something. I love that. I could do that. Actually, sometimes I sit there when I'm composing and you have that moment of like, you know, kind of like mentally passing out when you just worked so much and you move around choirs like this just to just get a little bit of space again going up here. So, okay. Okay, so let's come up with an instance of... Let's load some damage 2 here, baby. Just shut down Spotify. Why did I... Could have like some kind of elevator music in the background while it loads that entire patch. I think I just have to batch resave damage 2. I didn't do that already. That's why it probably takes a little bit. Ingo, nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. Hope you're well. I'm not sure if this is the right library for the beginning of that track. Let's, I mean, we can use it later, but I think I just want to have low booms always. I just love the Junk XL mix on that library. This is just, I deleted everything else from that library and just kept the Junk XL mixes because it just sounds so awesome. No, just have to rename these right away. Low booms. Also, did I say Storm Drum too? I'm sorry. I thought all the time that I had like I said Jadefire, thanks for following. No, I think I want something else. Oh, let me load something that we have. This is probably perfect. I just want to load the Chinese theater drums. They sound really amazing, to be honest. Yes. This is what I want. way too loud. I just want to have it almost like ghost notes. Something like this. We can take care of reverbs and anything. We can do that later. What is going on here? Also weird, like, why is this empty? Okay. Yes, of course, we want brass. Of course, we want 12 trombones, right? So I think by now, I think I explained it that many times. I think it's obvious what I'm doing here. So I'm sending all these articulations to the same MIDI channel, sustained, staccatismo, and marcados. So I got like... trombones. Just have my combo. Oh, maybe we could. I think we just. I have to agree with. Who said it? That we just probably have to. So we have the highest note in the choir should be D. So we probably just move it up D, because then I can have... Sounds much better, right? So no, I just want to do... Because I can have the low trombones going... Okay, I think I have to change this. So this is also a thing, I'm not really sure exactly who mentioned this in the beginning, right, with the writer's block. I just don't want to, I think it was David. I'm not really, maybe I just find it right away. No, if not, I mean, probably. But we talked in the beginning, we talked about what do when not knowing how to write a piece or something. To me, it happens many times that when I start writing, that I go to the next idea. And I think I don't want to make this part, for example, 8 bars when I had it 4 bars, or 16 when I had it 8 bars, that pattern, because I think it would get too boring. But for the... You know, like let's say the default listening person, the mortals, it's sometimes better to have that pattern going for 16 bars because they can use to what's going on. It doesn't mean that these 16 bars have to sound the same. You can put some, variety in like the last 8 bars, but it's just a little bit better to have this, to have a part going on for a longer time. So what I'm trying to say is that hook line here, I probably want to make it like this long, but for the build-up or for the first variation or whatever, and then I want to do it like let's just totally mess this up. Something like this. And then we start again with that pattern. And right now we just made, you know, we just didn't save time. We just spent more time. So it's 11 seconds. And until here, it's 20. So we had 9 seconds. So we just made it roughly like 20 seconds. Instead of having the track maybe like all in all 20 seconds. Something like it. This is 10 seconds, then this is probably 10 seconds. So like 4 bars are 10 seconds. So now we have 30 seconds instead of 20. So I think this is what I'm trying to say. That you should probably think about making parts. We could even extend the intro a little bit without... Let's do this. Actually, let's do this. Let's make this 4 bars longer. Let's... Okay. What are you doing? Okay. And the reason why I'm deleting the mod wheel information here is because I just want to have the staccatissimo samples playing. So when I take down the mod wheel, I don't have the sustain and Macaro samples playing with me. When I have like short, this always sounds a little bit funny. If I turn the mod wheel down, it's... Okay. Oh god. Okay. Roughly. We can take care about the cosmetics later. Let's, I'm sorry, I just have to change this. So let's hardcore quantize it. And then... and then go with a negative delay here. -60 is okay, -60. Okay, and let's... Ingo, great one. Seriously. Okay, let's just slowly build. I'm not really exactly sure how, or I don't know. Anyway. Okay. I'm still not sure if I just want to have something like an announcement or something, like a high climax part that is just totally digging the accent of the choir and then goes back into kind of a main theme, or just going to some kind of a main theme right away. I'm getting hungry, Super Nap. That's unfair. I just realized something. Why does my audio visualizer not working? Audio source. Now it's working. Okay, just a cosmetic. Okay, I think we just do this for now. No, we just have to do... Okay, and then we use let's also chime in some Caspian. Oh, not here. Not sure. Let's see what's going on. So let me just also load the trumpets. It's always the beauty of when you don't have a concept or anything, when you just... And this is why I also love doing it live, because I have currently 75 people watching, you know, like all the what typically everybody experiences when you write music. I think, you know, I mean, I'm not sitting next to lots of composers, but I cannot imagine anyone sitting at home like, haha, you know, playing all the parts and you just record like half an hour and there's like a 5-minute track available. So everybody is sitting at home. Everybody and their mom is sitting at home saying, shit, I don't know how to continue, or I don't know what to do there. So it's like all that thing. All these issues and topics coming up, all the doubts, the self-doubts, and not knowing how to finish this. This is completely natural. Okay, thanks, Ingo. Thanks, Ingo, for being here. Yes, I will upload it. And actually, I'm streaming it to YouTube, so but you can watch it as soon as it's there. But thanks for being here. So, okay. Yes, the Caspian stuff is really great. I mean, to be honest, when it comes to like being massive, it's like JXL would be probably my first choice. But when it comes to punctuated phrases, but it always depends on the track. As I said before, I cannot say in the beginning. So if somebody asked me what brass library is your go-to brass library, and I would always ask, yeah, but what track? I mean, I just have to listen to the track. I just have to, not just knowing if it's like trailer music or anything, but what is the essence of the track? What is happening frequency-wise? I can't say, oh, I'm always going for Junk XL or Caspian or Cinematic Studio Brass or something. I just have to listen to the track or hear what it's about. Okay, where are we? First of all, it's a little bit too slow. Okay, something like this, maybe. Blech. I think. Oh, Jadefire, thanks for following. Onyx, thanks for following. No, we just have to continue. Just have to continue the flow here, probably. Oops. Okay, now we just go like this. But we just take it slow with a low brass. Okay. Something like this. Where are you? Here. We should probably use I just want to have it less massive. So we just wait, just not getting confused. So we got the Caspian French horns. Here we have Caspian trumpets. Trumpets. And then I just want to have, let's load the bones too. Not sure, we will see. Also, okay, and then we have to have like some kind of a fanfare, like something like this. I'm not really sure what it will be, but no. Nope. Okay. No swill here. This is what I wanted to have, right? Also have to something like this. And then I also want tremolo strings. Hey Renee, music. No, we're just fooling around with Oceania 2. Hey Fidget Jones, how are you? Thanks for being here. I like this one. But it just... Oh, you did... What is... Why? No, I just have to split this up. This doesn't work. Just leave it like this and just do a copy real quick so we can just and take care of this later. That this is because I want to individually just like individual motor wheel curves. Hey Frank. Yeah, I mean, actually the same for me. I actually work in Studio One for like 10 years. But the thing is, I once in a while switch back when it comes to especially, entirely orchestral music, because especially to the time or at that time when libraries had these extreme negative sets of negative delay. That's when I switched back to Cubase for orchestral, and I'm still working on Cubase when it comes to trailer work or movie video game cutscenes or anything, because the video engine in Studio One is still a little bit kind of like, I don't like it. So, but for everything else, I'm just using, and since the negative delay has been fixed in Studio One in 5.01, actually, I just, entirely swapped over to Studio One. He crashes it. To be honest, never happened to me that Studio One crashed. Nothing. I think I didn't have a single crash. I mean, of course, now I said it. Now it just have to happen. Okay, now we can just give a little bit of we're getting somewhere. This is that I like it. This library is so massive. I don't understand it when people said, actually, I was reading this a lot when people said about the, you know, the Hans Zimmer percussion, that it sounds way too roomy. I mean, you have a close microphone, you just turn down the room and just use the close mics, and that it sounds way too wishy-washy, but this is exactly the sound what I want to have here in the back when it comes to some, you know, building up percussions. There's so much power in this. Probably a little bit too much. Yeah, I would say the same. If Logic is doing the job for you and you just, you know, get stuff done, this is the most important thing. I see so many people just switching to some, you know, to another digital audio workstation because they can't find some kind of a feature. You know, I've seen that somebody says, you know, like, I can't think of something directly right now, but you know, oh, I mean, if it's about some workflow change, because I was always fed up with Cubase because it doesn't have these drag and drop features. So I can intuitively sit here and just drag and drop over contact instances and start working. Or you can even save patches. And if I say I want to have, like, you know, Ferrum hybrid trailer percussions loaded right here, I can load that directly in here, including the contact instance. So, but if somebody says they just switch to another DAW because, you know, because of just one simple feature, how the you know, whatever, how the way the quantizing works or whatever. This is, I don't understand this, because if you give up an entire workflow and change to another DAW, you have to completely relearn everything, how it's working there. And eventually you think you save time because of one feature, or because of the influence of other people, like it is probably me right now, Frank. So you're just watching this stream and then you say, yeah, should I, you know, change, should I quit Logic? So if I would say, yes, do it because Studio One is absolutely amazing, I would simply be an asshole because you feel comfortable in Logic and I don't want to, you know, I don't want, even if I would be an affiliate with Presonus or Studio One, and I would receive money every time I sell a copy of software, even then I wouldn't do it. But so always go with what you like and you know, prefer using. Yeah, DJ Adam, of course, I hope they will fix the video engine and making it, you know, attractive to all the video composers out there, because it would be just a clever move, because they would get a lot of people on the boat, you know, because I've seen a lot of actually rock musicians. So if you see like metal guys, almost every digital audio workstation they're using is Studio One. So this has become probably like a trend among this group of composers, of metal musicians, metal producers. I think it's just a matter of time until Studio One hops over to the, you know, to the film world. Yes, René, you mentioned this, the height of the mixer and the key editor and so on. It's the entire structure of Studio One. It's like the the mixer, you know, you have inside it's just, you know, I know I complained about this quite a few times. I don't want to waste any more time on a live stream complaining about the the Cubase mixer, but it's just terrible because everything is Windows and you have actually an implemented mixer in your, you know, in your session, like I have it right now here. But you don't see the inserts, or you can just see the inserts only, and you see the faders only, and you see the send and returns only. You can't see it all. If I want to see something in here, I can just hit the sense, or I could just minimize this one and have everything exactly. Why the fuck? Why the fuck should I open the big mixer again to see the plugins and the inserts? Because I always need to see the faders. I'm not really sure about you. So this is why this, you know, this is why Studio One makes perfect sense, because everything is so clean and sorted out, you know. That's a quickly funny swell happening here in the, just open another track here of the velocities down here. The modulation, I mean. What is happening here? This was funny. It's probably my keyboard again. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is exactly coming again to that writer's block thingy. I mean, it's just something obvious you guys would probably do also. But we have this little figure in here, right in the beginning. So it's low, and I can't use this part beneath a choir or with a choir in combination because it would sound funny. So, but what I can do is using it up an octave. So let's just copy that over here. Let's copy and paste a little bit. So no, or wrong pattern. Do something like this, and then we probably just change it later to individual strings ensembles, or just split out the ensemble to different sections. Okay, so now I can just hop into some kind of a main theme. But just had to find a good hook line, like. I think it sounds a little bit too. Try to come up with something that sounds a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Let's do it step by step. Exactly. Yeah, I should quantize it, but I do later. But I do that later. I mean, that's the beauty about when recording, working with MIDI and samples. You can take care about all the finalizing and the beauty and everything. And also sometimes it's funny that I don't take care about the quantizing or the humanization, because you listen like the general mix and you just do it to the drums and you just save a lot of time by getting into each individual, because a string player would never play that exactly. But many times it happens when you listen, for example, to string players playing spiccato notes. They are just like on point, like a nuclear. How do you say like a nuclear powered clock? It's like completely on point. So there is nothing that it is almost, there is almost no timing mistake unless they have to play with a click. No, I'm just kidding, but so it's pretty tight. It's very, very tight. Sometimes even the most tight edited samples sound a little bit more off than real orchestra. So sometimes I just leave it all like it is and just humanize the drum track, for example, of Dago would make sense because it's moving around a lot. Or it is, let's say, in a frequency spectrum that dominates all the other drums so far. It would make sense to just get this for the drums and a little bit for the brass and just leave the entire strings quantized. Okay. I just want to make it too cheap. Yes, exactly, like Germans. I mean, the worst is German orchestras because they are really like, like a clockwork. Unless they have to play straight 8 notes, then they start making fun of the track and start poking with the sticks and, do all kinds of shit and mess up the entire recording. No, I think we can do better. Just have to... Let's do it like this. it's just a matter of just. No. We already okay. So maybe it's maybe just also where the women should come in. So maybe I shouldn't do that mistake of getting too. Let's load the women anyway. So we got OC2 man, OC California. All the way to the top. That sounds dramatic. Exactly, so. Why not? Let's use this fret pattern again. Don't make it too... Yeah, Fitch Jones, you mean like having like a counter melody or something going, yes. It's... Okay. No, it's probably need a little bit more room to breathe here. So, okay, let's... Oops. Did I trigger something here? Oh, okay. I think it's probably because I'm overlapping this. That I accidentally triggering something. Matthew, hi. No key switches at all for me. Nothing. Prefer having Oceania circulating all the time, or whatever choir library, or if I used, Storm Choir in the past, basically whatever library, I would never use key switches at no library at all. I can't just work with it. I don't know what it is. Oh, no. Should we do like a Pirates ending? Something like this. But that's too, I don't know. It's just like now we have to hit the money note once here. Okay, so chord-wise, we're like... Let's keep that that pace or that flow. No, sorry. Ding, dee, 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 dee. No. Yeah, let's use the 5th in the bass. Okay. Okay, just take it from there. Whoops. Hey Valhalla, how are you? Okay, yeah, it sounds a little bit more like Pirates than World of Warcraft or, or anything, but I just don't want to make it too similar or... Okay, so let's take care about the... no. Okay. So just playing simple eighth notes. Okay. Something like this. Yeah, that sounds like a productive day. A Vlog Gumroad thing set up for probably something that you want to sell. I mean, makes sense. That is what Gumroad is for, but it's great to hear. Hey, Lucas, how are you? Oh, I missed that. Too Relicious. Thanks for following. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get this thing going somewhere. We definitely have to continue. I'm not really sure if we get that done on this entire this track done today, but just. Delicious, you're welcome. It's a pleasure. If I can find the right keys here. Okay, just want to. I'm not really sure if it's clever to just change the setup, because the track will be probably just where are we already? Maybe like a minute long, or maybe 1.5. We can feature the this thing at the end. So give it like a full-blown fanfare. So we just have like a little bit of an introduction track to, let's say, you do these a lot when you introduce like a new area for a game. So for example, best example, if somebody, enters like Stormwind in World of Warcraft, they have like this little fanfare thing going, which is actually not a fanfare, but like a full blown out track that goes for like a minute or something. And then it just goes back into the, the background, the entertaining or the supporting music, maybe like a marketplace music that switches it to, or, like with a little bit of these smaller drums than Dagu, and then having a little bit of a tin whistle or something, somebody playing on the marketplace you hear in the game, like more of like atmospheric music or something that comes out of a tavern. This happens a lot, that you have like this introductionary track to a scene. So do I have the right one here? Okay, very simple. Just have to do something here about this. Okay, I know what it is. It should be. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like it can't see anyway. Okay, we do this. It sounds a little bit, but okay. Okay, then you can move to like whatever. Okay, so that fits kind of well with a sus4 here, and then going to the major. It sounds so funny. So we just have to probably get a little bit of the harmonics right, because it's a little bit too... we could just, whatever, just do it. Just copy that over. Do. Oh, I just have... On this chord, I just have... Oh, and this is G minor, so we just have... Could be in D, but it sounds... Maybe I go down with the strings. Sounds a little bit more balanced, I think. Oop, there's another note. Come here. Hey Demon, no giveaway today. Hey Takahashi, thanks for being here. A Wiener Sängerknaben library for contact. Well, actually, didn't Stretzoff release like a great children choir library recently? Okay, so I think we can copy this for now to the main section here. Just drop it an octave. Mosaic App, thanks for following. And Faraday, thanks for following too. This is funny. It seems like I don't hear... Is it like the music is too loud? But I sometimes don't hear that little alarm going when somebody follows or subscribes to my channel. This is so funny when you just... I forgot... on accident, I forgot to set minus 80 milliseconds to the women track here. It sounds absolutely weird when it's not right. Well, so let's set back it to minus 80. Demon, how would you EQ Oceania 1 and 2? So to be honest, I don't care. To be honest, I really don't care. I think people waste too much time on trying to make libraries match. This is just, if you know, the thing is, it's funny because I get messages from people asking, how did you get that depth and the room going with your music? I mean, whatever track, you know, I was like a, I don't remember which track the message dropped in. And what did you do? Like, how did you apply reverb and how did you match the libraries? And I don't care about this. I just throw in libraries. And if there's like a problematic frequency, I'm just doing some surgical stuff going maybe in to get like a little bit rid of that oomph, or, you know, if there's a little bit of floor noise on high violins or something. And yeah, but why would you try to get them in context? This is something I think people waste too much time. I would just use them. Yeah, as Lucas said, you would always combine them. Like, throw them together and enjoy 150 singers on your track. Yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense, SuperNap, if you just have something that takes away a little bit too much space. But then again, you could also say, if you have, it also depends on what kind of horn melody you have going. Does it interfere with a choir? Then you could also come in and say, I'm taking a little bit of frequencies away to give some space to the horns. So all kinds of these, you know, tweaks are totally legit. And of course, it is also legit to make. But what is the reason, like, to buy, for example, 3 string libraries and make them all sound the same? I would always appreciate the depth that all of these libraries bring with each other and the room information, and just create something out of this which sounds way more amazing. And of course, Matthew, when you said it, not just less reverbish, but also traditional orchestra tracks. So, for example, if you like a tremolo patch of a cello library, but you don't like the staccatos and you're using a different library for that, of course, then it makes sense to match a little bit. But because you're just missing out an entire articulation. But, you know, to be honest, it was a matter back then. I think like a few years ago, you had some libraries where you said, like, I don't know, the staccato sound funny, or the tremolo doesn't work. But then again, I'm not that super picky guy who says, like, you know, oh, I like the sustain of the contrabassoon, but not the staccato sounds, and just use staccato sounds from the contrabassoon from another library, and then have like 10 libraries, but using like 3 articulations of each library. This is, for me personally, this is too much of a hassle, especially when you throw it all together. I'm not really sure if you hear it. Yeah, I mean, Demon, of course, could be interesting to try Oceania 1 on the thirds and Oceania 2 on the first and the fifth. I think, to me, honestly, this would be too much of theory hassle, not because I don't like to get into theoretic thinking or taking care about the harmonics, but it's just, do you really hear that in the end? You know, so just, you know, the thing is, I get like a rich choir done because I'm having like 300 singers right now. I octaved the man from the women track here, and I got this entire thing set up, and it's just the oh, something went wrong here, I think. Just have to check this. No, actually, it's because, yeah, of course. I mean, of course, it depends on the track. This sounds massive to me. This is like how I want to have it, you know, in this kind of music. But maybe a little bit longer. And then I have to do this to the girls here too. We don't have any. Do we have a lost modulation go? No. Maybe it could be a little bit more towards... It could be a little bit longer. But, yes, I mean, in general, of course, everything, whatever lights your candle, you know, when you just try... I did also mixes back then by importing... solo string libraries or like a solo cello, and that just using, if I split like 2 notes or having some kind of divisie going, then using 2 different libraries. I went that far of using like 2 different libraries, and instead of just one solo string library and doing so, I was using 2 individual libraries. And to me, I mean, to be honest, you don't hear the difference when you have the final track going. And right now I have like 300 singers because I have like a triad, or at least like 3 harmonies going on each track, and it's 50 singers, so it's times 2, so it's 300 singers right now. So to be honest, I totally wouldn't care. I would just throw Oceania 1 on top probably and just enjoy that it's way more massive, but okay, so so we just have some maybe forgot the chords. Okay. No. Maybe it's a little bit better to sound a little bit more Spartanic. Let's try it. Okay, there's a... Just blocked. Thanks. Oh, let's try this. I'm not sure. Sounds okay. Okay, it's a little bit a tad too loud on the F. Maybe a little bit too. Okay, that sounds pretty much balanced, I think. Hey, Kiel. Yeah, I lost my dongle on purpose. single notes on what? On the trombones. Okay, so we still have... okay. I mean, that sounds great too, but I just actually wanted to have the Junk XL. So I was like surprised why... okay, this is... I was kind of afraid surprised why the trombones are so low, because actually in Caspian the trombones go a little bit lower. Okay, so we can't do this. We just have to probably let the chimbasy play these notes here. Yes. Way too much attack. Delicious. Usually I stream Wednesday 8 p.m. Always Wednesday 8 p.m. But eventually during the next weeks there will be some more streaming happening. I will just test out different times. You know, maybe yesterday it was, I think, like 3 or 4 p.m. that I went online and stayed for 2 hours. So we'll just try to come up whenever I have time. Yeah, Bone King, I mean, this is just, we're just in the middle of composing. I mean, if there is the release if you find the release tail of JXL, it's unnatural to you, because when you don't do the curves right, but I did these curves for Caspian, so they sound completely different. So I have to... Let's solo this. Also, sometimes it happens. I mean, of course, if you personally find them weird or unnatural, then of course this is a matter of taste. I can't do anything, and this is a good thing actually. But sometimes it happens that you just copy over parts. You have like the modulation going on. And especially for Junk XL, for the brass, it's a little bit too long here. And the other thing I just want to point out again, that I have my special combo going on. So it's a mix of sustain, staccatissimo, and Mikado shorts playing at the same time. So we basically have 36 trombones within the first milliseconds. But the first thing, I don't care how many it is, as long as it sounds good. And the second thing is, it gives me the ability to just turn down the mod wheel and have staccato notes or staccatissimo notes, and then have swells like this. So I don't need to take care of anything throughout the entire track. So, Yeah, on Caspian they sound sometimes funny when the length is not right. So I found out when you just I know what you mean. They are pretty abrupt, but you have to just simply extend them a little bit. You can just do this when you have like a general arrangement going, and then you have them overlap a little bit. Then it sounds better. But I know it's a little bit more extreme on the angry brass. But it was just made like this to give you like, how do you say, like instant impact. And if you just have them overlap towards the end, it always sounds a little bit more natural. But it's more extreme than on Caspian. I agree with that. I think, am I still right here? Oh, it's still G minor. Okay. We just hit it like this. Let's try it like this. Sounds funny. Let's do it like this, maybe. Just want to have it bigger. Okay, sort of. Yes, yeah, to be honest, yes, Nashi says it. I was confused too. I thought I had JunkXL loaded, and I was a little bit surprised by the wideness of the samples. Because Junkie obviously sounds a little bit, let's say, wide. But the trombones don't go that low. You have the lowest C, but the trombones on Caspian go to the low D. So I mean, actually, they are the contrabass trombones are in that patch, or the bass trombones. But you have again, you have chimbasy and also tuba on the JunkXL brass. So, but I was just confused by the... Let's just listen where we are. Time for some damage. We have to play them like really full throttle here. Chixinate, thanks for following. Okay. So it's D and D sharp. Oh, sorry. D and D sharp. It's actually C and C sharp below here, so that's... Okay, let's do it like this. Just have to start using some not inflator, sorry. Yes, the damage stuff is quite something. You just turn it on and it just sounds great. But just wanted to let you know, it's really amazing because I think there is still an intro price on Dagu. I just wanted to show that to you guys, just in case if you want to have some trailer percussions that Dagu stuff, these Chinese theater samples are absolutely amazing. Let's just listen to the Hyper Punch ensemble for a second. Oh, let's load. Let me just save. Loose Big Ensemble. There was one. Was it a No Mercy? No Mercy ensemble. So this is like really loud and really like lots of impact. So this is some serious shit going on. I was really surprised when I was listening to the samples for the first time in the last week, and then suddenly we came to these processed patches, and they sound really great. So it's kind of funny when you listen to the entire track. Of course, they're way too loud right now, but it's just amazing how much impact. I mean, it's just a sample library. You wouldn't guess that there is so much trailer impact happening on, let's say, Chinese theater drums. The name doesn't imply that there are such huge impact drums available in that library. Okay, Matthew, thanks for being here. Fidget Jones, that was Dagu. It was Orchestral Tools' new Chinese, how do you say, like Chinese theater drums? I think it's the correct name, Chinese theater drums. And it's important to know that it's not related to Phoenix. So this is not, I think it doesn't even have to, was recorded at the same place. It's a completely different thing. So it's not just something they, put out or try to make more money by having like another library or split a library into parts. That's what I'm trying to say. So we could probably have something like this part at the end, but accented with all other instruments, like having supporting trumpets in there, supporting horns. Basically like the entire ensemble just follows the choir, and then we just have some little... something like this, and then we have our little 1.5. It's like a proud 1.5 minutes here. No, just a minute. Well, maybe after finish, like 1 minute 10 something. So this is like perfect for having, like, let's say the player or the gamer enters a city, and then you have this thing playing, or kind of like a battleground or something, and then going back to tavern music or something. Yeah, so I think we just have to split it to make, because probably I would need another hour for, the instrumentation and everything. And I think we should do that on another day, finish that on another day. But we definitely finish this. Yeah, and I think for now, I would just call it a day for the composing process. Let me just switch back screens here for a second. Let's embrace that awesome Sigma lens I have here. No, I mean... Oh, Blanca, what did you play? Oh, it's still now online. Yeah, just definitely have to do that. But I just have to, you know, I'm just working since, I don't know, like 11, 12 or something. So this is like 12 hours. So currently every day is like 12 hours working time. So just, oh, you're still playing World of Warcraft. Okay. Yeah, so, but I definitely have to do that. I also have to raid Jono's Twitch channel. Definitely have to do that. And also I should mention that I will just in case somebody's new here, I just quickly wanted to share again my Discord channel. So just in case somebody's here who would love to get joining my absolutely amazing, lovely community. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jono. I'm so sorry, man. You could talk to the bank and tell them what happened. Maybe they have a little bit of mercy going. This is seriously. I mean, I totally feel for you. This happens to me all the time. You know, it's just like going somewhere and then, I mean, even the credit card is somewhere at the cupboard, and for some reason I make it that I slip and accidentally hit the cupboard with my feet, and then it's kind of like the credit card flies over and hits just triggers the PayPal button too, you know, and then I just order like several libraries at once. It's terrible. Yes, so it's really amazing. I mean, the entire family, the Discord family, was growing like crazy. I mean, I remember times when I said that we have like 30 or 40 people online right now. So it's like 115 people online. 115 online, and we have 659 offline. So, I mean, this is always the case when you, of course, I mean, like most people are always, you know, not online, but we are close to 800. This is really amazing. Close to 800 members. This is absolutely great. So I could probably just put in some, you know, let's load some chilling music towards the end, because I just have to listen to something else then. So just save the project. And then we definitely continue this one. I'm not really sure if we should. What do you think, guys? Should we continue or should we finish this track on the next stream and then take care of our Chase John Williams-like track after that? Or we should finish that track first and then... Yeah, we will get that. We will get to the death metal part. I can't wait to play my guitar again, you know. It's like the 8-string monster is sitting over there and just waiting to be played again. Probably didn't touch it in between like the last 3 weeks. Maybe just like for 10 minutes. Yeah, we will definitely finish that track. It's kind of like relaxing having that music a little bit right now. And to be honest, it was really worth it. So again, if you consider streaming and you really want to, you know, not just stream for like half an hour, which doesn't make sense anyway, just get some kind of a lens that has a low aperture, because you save your eyes a lot when you have like this backlight here above. Yeah, so let's do this. So actually for the stream next week, maybe we do that in between, but maybe I will have another stream. I just want to, I would just have to see what we do, but I definitely want to do a little feature on actually Arturia's Pigments 2. Is it like 2 has been recently released, right? It's because I just wanted to do a little bit of a a stream on this one because it's like really amazing thing. Yeah, I mean, the same here, Mr. Epain. The same happened to me that I was, you know, I'm working on a trailer track and I think on like kind of an experimental vocal track that we didn't finish during the live stream here. But I think it's the best thing to just finish tracks, because this is one of the most upcoming questions. You know, how do you solve this when you have tracks and you don't finish them? So we eventually get to the point where we don't know how to finish them. So that's why I want to finish them up. Oh, Twitch Evans, the lens I'm using is the Sigma. It's the 1.4 with the aperture of 1.4 and 16mm. So there's no zooming or anything going on. But I don't need that. I actually liked it that much that I purchased it for my other set too. For the one where I do like the close, you know, the face, the close-ups for YouTube and so on. Oh, Kiel, of course, I can do that. So one of the main reasons is that Studio One entirely is, you know, with the purpose of having the ability to drag and drop everything. At some point, it just works in Cubase too, but not really. It's not. Oh shit! Let me just. Let me just turn on the music again. I accidentally closed it. Oh, I just want to minimize the window. Sorry. So basically the reasons are that Studio One is entirely based on drag and drop. You can drag and drop everything you want. Even, let me just quickly switch here again. So even if I just want to have an effect over it, you can simply go in here and just drag it onto whatever track you have going, and then you got that effect on there. Another thing is when I started creating my MIDI loop and music loop packages, it's really actually amazing to see how well Studio One behaves when you, for example, export several tracks or several MIDI loops at once. You can't do this in Cubase. You can't drag and drop something to the media bay. You can't drag it out of the media bay or load it, but you can't put it into the media bay. And this is like a big no-go. And the other thing is, I don't know, to me Cubase always looks cluttered with all the windows open, with everything. I don't get like why it's not possible to have like an entire mixer on top. If you just work with one monitor, it's just essential that you have always on top available also for the mixer. This is possible for every VST instrument, for every little plugin window. It's possible to have it on top, but not for the mixer. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. And then you have that implemented mixer sitting like the Studio One mixer here that you can see right now. But you can only see the faders, you can only see the inserts, or you can only see the send and returns. And this totally doesn't make sense at all. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it just feels like Cubase is getting stranger and stranger. It was my first love. It was my first digital audio workstation I worked in, and for a very long time. And then suddenly Studio One was released. And I was instantly triggered because of the great workflow. Yes, the negative track delay issue has been fixed in 5.0.1. In the meantime, I think there is an update with, is it the 0.2? Let me just check about Studio One. So it's currently right now is 5.0.2. Build 60299. So this is the most recent update. So they fixed it in 5.0.1. What do you guess? What do you mean? Can you show us? Well, we just did it all the time in the track right now. So we just had like these tracks, like let me just open this again, switch the screen. So we have the women, we had the women and the men with 80 milliseconds. We had the Junk XL trombone combo in minus 60 milliseconds. We were composing with it all the time. So it works flawlessly. Flawlessly. Or maybe you're talking about something else. But this is the negative track delay. This is what it has been fixed. I mean, we could actually do. Let me just open this. Let me just switch again and go back to. We could just have the staccato strings of Nucleus. We could set it to a sample start of minus 120 milliseconds. So this is how it sounds right now. I mean, you listen to it without click, but let me just listen it in the full context with the track. So you hear it's completely out of, it's a mess. So let me just switch to minus 125 milliseconds. And it totally fits now, so it works perfectly. Let me just save it. What is it? R1XO. Thanks for following. It's always funny to you know, pronounce all the nicknames. Because probably never got it right. Hey Ruben, you reported 2 problems with Studio One. What problems you're talking about? Let me just continue the music here. So yeah, all in all, I can say that the Studio One guys do an absolutely amazing job, because I know, I mean, I basically met the whole team because they're sitting here in Hamburg, and I was at let's say the Presonus Hamburg headquarters, and I actually spent a nice, you know, a day with these guys. I also met the boss from Hamburg, and super nice people. Absolutely aware. You just talk about a little bit of the features that you really want to have, what you're dreaming about, what you're dreaming of, you know, when you as a composer use a digital audio workstation. And it's really amazing that they just listen to you, and they work on stuff and just get it fixed. And of course, I don't want to say that this all happens because I was there, you know. Oh, you know, Holy Alex is coming to the prison. This is not what I'm trying to say. But it was just, I just want to point out that this team actually listens to the users. And we just have to be aware that when bug fix is happening, that you have to calculate a lot of stuff. If there is a bug you have to fix that takes like 5 days or even 2 weeks or even a whole month to be fixed, it means like feeding an entire team for a month. So if everybody of them earns like, I don't know what they are earning, but you know, like probably a 4-digit amount, and then times maybe like 8 people working there. So it's like, you know, this is the sum that has to be spent to fix a single bug. So nobody thinks about this. It makes sense, of course, when you talk about this, but this is how it works. This is how bug fixing works, and that you can't fix this stuff with like, oh yeah, let's change a line of code and then it works, because it interacts everything else. Yes, right, you're right. Kiel, retrospective record is kind of a deal breaker, but then again, to be honest, just record everything what you play. This is just, you know, a thing you just have to get used to. That you just hit record every time you play something. I think it's just a matter of getting used to. If you just fool around in Cubase and you play the track and you just sit there and you play something and then you think, oh shit, I should have recorded this, and you hit like shift and the asterisk, and then you have it retrospectively recorded. I think why not sitting there and record everything you do right away? So this is like a little bit of a, but of course it would be good to have, so you have both options. Random CPU spikes to 100% with just 3 plugins. But what plugins? Also probably any VST, Contact, Spitfire, Presonus effects. Then probably something is wrong with your CPU. The session is about 2 gigabytes. So what is your latency setting? And also you have to make, also I would ask if it's like an orchestral track, if you have a lot of orchestral instruments going, because then you definitely have to change it to like 512 or even like 1024 buffer setting to not run into problems. I mean, to be honest, when you have CPU spikes with plugins, then it is probably and how fast is the i7? So it's probably like a 3 gigahertz or something. Yeah, I don't actually know what is going on there. But then if it jumps like this, it's definitely something on your computer. I think it's nothing that happens because of Studio One. Or do you have another digital audio workstation? Do you have Cubase 2 or something? Yeah, he just wrote that he got this going with any VST with a Contact, Spitfire, and internal Presonus effects, right? So you experience these spikes. So do you have another digital audio workstation? Do you have Cubase, or you can download the test version of Bitwig or something? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's strange. Maybe there's some setting inside of yeah, no, I totally get it. But this stuff happens. Maybe it's a setting in there that is, I don't know, what could it be, you know? But if you just reported the problem, they will definitely, you know, look into this and get it going. Yeah, I know, it's like a pain in the ass when you just have some weird bug. I mean, it's the same like as I had with the negative delay, and I was so happy that when I found these plugins, the minus delay, and also the other one that sounds like a rocket launcher. I for fuck's sake, I can't remember the name of that plugin that I've used for, you know, get the negative delay done. Yeah, he already said that he contacted Presonus. They will probably take care of it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, you did all that drag and drop instruments with that minus delay. And then a day later, after you finished like spending 3 days of fixing these things, the negative delay was fixed by Presonus. Yeah, the workflow in Studio One is absolutely great. Definitely don't want to miss it anymore. I actually want to take a deep dive into Bitwig sooner or later, but I just need a little bit more time because it seems really interesting what you can do sound design wise with it. And especially also pigments too. I just need to dive a little bit into this because you can have like, you can load your own samples. And this is what I really hoped to, that what Omnisphere would be when they announced back then that you can load samples to the Omnisphere engine and have, the granular engine and everything. But to be honest, it was a mess to get something done with Omnisphere. And then again, it's such a layered instrument. I'm not getting it. Maybe I'm too stupid, but then I know that I'm not stupid. But if an instrument makes me feel like this, when it has so many layers and functions that you don't even know how it works. If I look at my matrix brute right here at the surface, I know exactly what I have to do to get to like a result. But and that's what I'm pretty happy that what it seems like Pigments has been sorted out, that it is kind of like that you have these windows where you can drag and drop samples into or import samples into and just come up with all kinds of cool stuff within the engine itself. So Bernie, I would thought that you just pop up as soon as I mentioned Bitwig. Yes, but I know it's like I was watching some of your videos and checking it out, and it really looks amazing, especially when it comes to sound design. It looks like really intuitive when it comes to this. So definitely paying attention to this. Yeah, so I think I would, for tonight, call it a day. It was really a pleasure hanging out with you guys. And yeah, next week probably we'll take a look at I was almost about to say take a look at Bitwig, but no, it's Pigments 2, and we have to finish our track here, and then we will see what's coming on. Definitely have another night of streaming, except Wednesdays, but I will let you know. So thanks everyone for being here. It was really a pleasure. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you too. And I will announce when I'll be online the next time on my Discord server or Twitter, and I will let you guys know. So take care wherever you are, and hopefully see you soon. Bye, and thanks for watching.